trust me. Something in the bed just above me. Something like a dream state. You call it a clean break. Do you feel the vibes, baby? Do you feel the vibes?
What's going on, guys? This is Posy Gaming here, or Brad, whichever you want to call me. My apologies for not having uploaded anything in a while. My IRL work schedule, as you want to call it, has been off the charts lately, so I haven't had time to really make a video of any kind, whether it be my usual For Honor or lately I've been way into Borderlands. However, I recently finished a MOZE build, the 1 HP, as we can see right here, the 1 HP high DPS build. I know you guys have probably seen that all over the internet, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents into it and show you guys my, version of it. Even though it's probably all relatively the same, regardless of who's doing it. Anyways, here last night I got this Icebreaker Deathless artifact. Gives me 1487 max health, radiation damage, fight for my life downtime plus 40%, and the reserves all but 1 health, and all the other stuff that goes with it, the shield capacity, recharge rate, all that stuff. So basically the build consists of, for those who may not be familiar with this build, who are interested, this build consists of the 2 trees, Shield of Retribution tree, and the Bottomless Mags tree. I guess I could go through the skills real quick and just give a quick rundown. So, Selfless Vengeance. You lose a small portion of health and grant additional incendiary damage to her and her allies' rounds, which is good for my companion here, which ignites enemies on crit hit, which is great. Love it. Armored infantry. While my shields are active, so as long as my shield's not completely broken, gun damage reduction and increased gun damage. Drowning in Brass, you gain a stack. MOZE's fire rate is reduced, but her gun damage is increased for basically you and friends or allies. Thin Red Line, this is where the low health starts to implement, is a portion of your health will be reserved and cannot be restored. Bummer. But your maximum shield is increased by the same amount. You see my current effect is 60% health reserve and is added to my shields. So it basically converts, the 60% of health into your shields. Flat off Ingenuity. Max shields are increased. Duh. And you gain resistance to shock damage. Now, the reason that is important is, shout out to my buddy Brandon, who actually had one of these on him at the time that was level 50. Transformer Shield. Highly sought after, highly advised. Don't mind the Anointed Operative. The shield is what matters. It converts 100% of shock damage into your shields, and this one, in this case, I don't know if all of them have it, 40% chance to absorb bullets and adding them to my ammo count. I don't know if all the Transformer shields, but the main thing you're looking at is the converts 100% of shock damage into your shields, and it's 100% resistant. So that comes in handy with the Vladoff Ingenuity. Experimental munitions. Now I have a mod into this because I found, just in my opinion, the perfect character mod for this. When you score a crit hit, it deals bonus incendiary damage. Again, I have the companion as like my main, you know, pistol. I was using the Queen's Call, but unfortunately I believe I was told they nerfed the Queen's Call and the King's Call, just basically both of those, so they're not, in my opinion, they're not as good. Granted, I never had one to begin with. I only got one after the nerf to those types of weapons. But anyways, regardless, you score a crit hit, you do bonus incendiary damage. Now, if you didn't have a mod in here and it was just that 1 out of 1, you would have 5%, but my mod gives me 10% of damage dealt. Desperate Measures. This is going to be the last perk you want to put into this tree before you move on to the bottomless max. Is your gun damage is increased. This is where the 1%, the artifact that reserves all but 1 of my health, MOZE's gun damage is increased depending on how low her health is. The lower her health, the greater the increase. Now imagine, if you will, I'm at 1% health. So as long as I have a super high shield count absorbing all that damage, plus 60% of my health technically is in those shields somewhere. Now imagine that 1 HP, imagine your damage output. That's the juiciest part of this build, in my opinion. Now, so that's, hopefully I cleared that up. It tends to be self-explanatory, obviously, but I kind of wanted to go into greater detail on that. So now, and with this build, honestly, I know I have these you know, the 2 miniguns on Iron Bear and the augments checked off. I'll be honest, I rarely use Iron Bear. Even in a worst case scenario, I rarely use him. I just rely on MOZE herself. Now, so we have Cloud of Lead. Occasionally, MOZE and Iron Bear shots, you know, deal incendiary damage and will not consume ammo. So, for MOZE's part, that's, you know, that's good for my companion. I know I reference that gun a lot, but that's a good, you know, it's a good example to use. Matched set is, it's important, but not, well, it's pretty important for this build, pretty much. You get a stacking bonus of magazine size and decreased heat per shot. That's just if you have, I guess, COV weapons that heat up as you fire. But mostly I paid attention to magazine size for every piece of equipped gear, I guess, including guns and just guns and all. Matching manufacturers. So I know I have, you know, a Jacobs, a Vladoff, and a Torg gun, but let's say you just had all four slots of the same type of gun. You would get a magazine size bonus, essentially. Now here's where my other, for this one, redistribution, that's where my other, I think my other mod, that and Scorching RPMs comes in. Redistribution is I regen ammo for a few seconds after getting a crit hit. So with the mod in there, I get 10% of magazine regeneration for 3 seconds, which is great for my Lyuda. In my opinion, probably the best sniper in this game, just in my opinion, because, you know, the Lyuda, any of you guys probably already all have one, but if you don't, it's basically a sniper chain gun. So with this mod, you're getting 10% of that Lyuda. You're just chunking through the boss. And as long as I usually tap fire, so I can kind of conserve the bullets, so I can just maintain chunking, essentially. Just great. I love it. So Scorching RPMs, again, I have 3 extra points into this. 6, 7, yeah. 3 extra points in this. Increase fire rate and crit hit damage for scorching RPMs. So my, again, with the chunking for, say, yeah, just chunking in general, you get increased fire rate, crit hit damage. Awesome. So without the mod, this would be 5 out of 5. That would be 1 out of 1. Same thing with everything you see here that's not, you know, blue. That would be 1 out of 1. Everything else, I put 3 out of 5 here because I was running short on points. And I also think yeah. So, scorching RPMs, crit hit damage, fire rate, bueno. This one's self-explanatory. Iron Bank, you increase her magazine size. That's 5 out of 5. And then I had 3 out of 3 on this, but the class mod I had took 1 point away. It's not the end of the world. You just basically click is gun damage. As the magazine empties, the less ammo there is, the greater the increase. So my current effect, because I'm out of points, unfortunately, but my current effect is 24%. That's, you know, it's not the end of the world. If you don't have that 36, not the end of the world. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say. So, I just figured you know, for those who are interested, I would just go over what I have in my perk tree for this build. You know, this build is probably, once I got to level 50 and I started rearranging, you know, a bunch of stuff, it's probably the funnest build. I love my flak build too, which is high damage mitigation, health regen, but so that I go to him if I'm like, alright, I don't want to die a lot. I just want to stay alive as much as possible. But this MOZE build is just great for if you just want to chunk the crap out of anything, pretty much. So, Transformer Shield, Blazing Decapitalist Marksman. That's the class mod, which gives me all 3 of those bonuses that you see: redistribution +1, +3 scorching RPMs, and then +2 experimental munitions. Those, in my opinion, are kind of like the 3 centerpieces of the build. There's more that goes into it. And then the Deathless artifact, I've seen different variations of this one. I just happened to get the Icebreaker. I've seen, you know, other build videos where they have corrosive or maybe incendiary. I just happened to get the Icebreaker version, so you get cryo efficiency and bonus damage versus frozen enemies. Grenade's not really important because you're obviously focusing on gun damage. So Transformer Shield, all that. Hopefully I summed that up relatively quickly and hopefully concisely. Feel free to leave questions or comments in my comment section. I'm usually open to answer to the best of my ability. Anyways, so I hope this build interests you guys and helps out. Alrighty, so now that I've explained how this build is gonna work, pretty much, even though again you guys have seen it already because it's probably all over the internet, I want to give it a little test run. So let's use the Grave Ward and see. Mayhem 3, it's level 51. Start by jumping straight in this hole because he's going to try to flip me. He's going to try to flip the table on me. So let's use my Lyuda. Alright. Now the modifiers I have on, it's like minus, I think, 50% normal bullet damage, but see, I can still chunk him relatively well. See the regenning ammo in the corner, so I had tap fire. I forgot he's gonna flip the table again. When he gets to a certain point, if you chunk him fast enough, he's just gonna go straight for flipping the table again. I know it's a stage, but I call it the table. While he's holding it up, just hit him with it again. He might fall down again. I don't think he's going. Nope, he's gonna laser. Alright. I'm not chunking him as fast as I normally would, because if it was like, you know, a positive bullet damage modifier, he's going for the hand again. If it was a positive damage modifier, I would be hitting him a lot faster. However, don't even matter. See? I mean, he's not the hardest boss I know on Mayhem 3, but this is just a demonstration for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. You guys can be the judge if it was fast enough. Let's see if I got any decent loot out of him. Firestorm. Nothing really decent. I love my Lyuda. Firestorm's good, but I'm looking for a Lucian's Call. That's really the main legendary I've been farming for. Still haven't got one yet, so gotta give you guys a nice little emote here. Hope you enjoyed. I know I did. And that's pretty much my demonstration, so hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and